my team, you could watch their faces just start to melt because they're like, this is back in January, February of this year. We were only doing like 5 accounts, maybe 10 accounts a month. And I said, we're going to get to 100. And people are like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, you get more certainty because you can actually do what you say you're going to do. You can, like, the promises can actually be fulfilled on. And then the other thing is, I would say, like, there's a lot of people like me that, I know how to do all the operations and stuff. And I think you're in a similar boat because you've had your team built it, but it's like, I don't want to fucking do that. Like, that's not my strength. So like for a lot of you guys, like, it makes way more sense just to have somebody like Matt swipe and deploy it in your agency. I know you're short on time because you got a gig coming up. So let me just ask you.
I've got time. I've got someone who's taken over my call. But I think the concept would be we can go as deep as you want on this. And then I do want to talk about the call center because we built a call center that surrounds around this, but maybe we could make that a part 2.
Yeah, let's do that as a part 2. But I wanted to ask you, like, for folks who are interested in getting it, like, what's the next move? Where do they go? Do they message you?
They just send me a message. You can DM me, or I'm sure you'll leave my, just leave my email or whatever here. But, you can find me online. I'm not that difficult to find. But I think the question would be, if you're serious and you're saying, like, I'm going to 6 months, I'm going to head down. Because I think part of the training, and this, Frankie, I'm kind of hardcore. And I know this as well, is like, I don't fuck around. I have too much shit in my life to do.
Matt's motto, just by the way, for everything is quit being a pussy.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, that maybe the true one is live louder, because I think that a lot of people are just pussyfooting around in their life and they can do a lot more. There's a lot more that you can do. Maybe you've legitimized the theory that kind of, and I've broken a few hearts on some calls about, like, for me, maintaining the ethos of trying to not necessarily look at like a motto, but just trying to enjoy like what you could possibly do. And I think people are very condensed into their head, and I was this way too for a long time, where they're really limited by not necessarily the things that are around them, but they're limited to, like, I think setting some goals that are just not preposterous. And I think, like, I told my team, like, we're going to do 100 accounts a month. And literally my team, you could watch their faces just start to melt because they're like, this is back in January, February of this year. We were only doing like 5 accounts, maybe 10 accounts a month. And I said, we're going to get to 100. And people are like, oh, and lo and behold, we're already over 50 last month. And, and this isn't just SaaS. I mean, it's SaaS plus services. So it's not like, I'm putting in $99 accounts. These are all, substantial or higher accounts in a mix of SaaS. But I think the reality is that ability, and same thing as, like, to go with my band and go play in front of famous acts and stand on stage and meet my heroes and literally shake hands and have my heroes watch me and tell me we're awesome. And, like, that type of stuff, you have to really set audacious, like, ridiculous goals. And I think people are afraid to, like, step up a little bit. I used to use that word a lot. I don't even think step up's the right word anymore, because I really do think it's like you're going to die at some point. You better hurry the fuck up and get stuff done.
Yeah.
So maybe
I think that's a way deeper thing than probably we're talking about right now. But I think pondering the fact that, like, you're actually going to die, and when you realize that is a certainty, like, you start treating the time as what it is, which is finite, and realizing, like, I don't want this to take 10 years if I can do it in 10 weeks, right?
Oh, 100%. And the timing factor here is interesting, right? Which is that you're sitting right here and I'm sitting right here, and someone's listening to this right now. And the question is the timing of what they'll do and how long it will take to take action to do it, right? A lot of people spend way too much time thinking about stuff and never executing. A lot of people come to me and they want coaching, and I say, okay, I'm going to royally kick your fucking ass all fucking month. You're going to come back to me 2 weeks. You're going to have shit done. You're going to do it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get prepared. Let me get prepared. I'm like, there is no preparation. It's just like, if you want to do it, like, let's do it. Let's make sure your momentum is there and that you have the skill sets that you have to develop that can be done. But that value of having, I think the level of making sure that you're not afraid to just get your feet in the game sometimes is the hardest thing. It's like that.
Yeah, and it's usually, by the way, I find that a lot too, because my audience is generally like smarter people. I find like it's easier for dumb people just to go try shit because they don't have all like the overthinking. It's us who have backgrounds in corporate, and like I was talking, I went to school to be an engineer, and I studied. It's almost always smart people that get stuck in overthinking. It's never an issue for dumb people. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse. The other thing about being smart though is you can take intelligent, calibrated actions, which dumb people aren't always capable of doing. So there's a blessing and a curse in it for sure.
Well, brute force and ignorance is a great way to go about life, because you kind of just don't know, right? So you just break down the door and it just goes through, right? It's very simple. Like sometimes that works too. And for sure, I think when you look at like if you're a GHL person, if this is your thing, you're like, I'm going to be a GHL agency. Again, you could do anything. Most people use GHL in this industry. You don't have to. I mean, we were an active campaign. We were literally on their homepage at one point. And before GHL was around, but you could use anything. But when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, the opportunity right now is pretty sizable, right? So there's not like something stopping anybody from doing anything. Like it's literally just like you have energy, and the energy quotient will equal like your positive experience. The positive experience can be pushed into another person, and that person goes from where they are now to where they're going to be if you give them a good sales strategy. And once that's done, like once you provide positive energy to someone, then it's just execution. So that's why I think we've tied ourselves into something that's been very interesting from a production standpoint, where it's like, let's help people. Like, you don't have to, again, this is a sales pitch. I'm like, you can ask me questions. I think the concept would be, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do as a company? Like, what do you want to do? What's your number? What do you want to think about getting towards? And then like work it backwards. It's not hard, but you have to take the steps, right? And this, it's not easy, because a lot of people will wait on the side of the pond until basically the alligator drags them in.
Yeah. I was actually one of those. I dreamed about being an entrepreneur for, I don't know, like 10 years. And then the whole job environment, like 2008 was coming, and it really kind of hit my local area in 2007, a year before everybody else. And like, I just didn't have a job to fall back on anymore. So it's like, I was now in the fire. There was no more plan B. Plan B had been taken from me. Matt, I want to, just for time reasons, end here, and we'll talk a little bit about the call center, but I'll put some links below for those of you guys who are interested, so you can reach out to Matt, and I'll send you guys an image so you can see what his system looks like. If you guys are interested in getting that swipe and deployed, I'll tell you, if your skill set is sales, marketing, networking, talking to people, the worst thing you can do is try and figure this stuff out from scratch. And the best thing you can do is just take something that's already working and plug and play it. You might have to modify it a little bit, but man, starting with a winning formula will just make your life a lot easier. So
guys, if you like this video, you're also going to want to grab some free bonuses, which you can get at our website, Beyond Agency Profits. To make it easy for you, I've put the links to it in the description of this video, as well as pinned in the top comment. And we've got a couple of awesome things. This is what you'll get after you sign up. You get some of our best training, how we're closing clients over Loom videos, how we sometimes sign clients that is not a misprint for under $5 US, how to demonstrate your value in like amazing ways, trainings, how to have your clients write the best copy of your life, how we're closing without phone calls, campaigns that we've generated for clients that have done over $100,000, as well as scripts you can use to get conversations going with clients in under 10 minutes. All you got to simply do is go there, enter your name and email address, and then this is what you'll see on the other side. So if that's interesting to you, make sure to click the links below, and I will see you on the other side.